Hi everyone, it's Rachel from Sweet and Simple Home, and today I want to talk to you guys about something that's kind of on my heart. I just got back from a service for a friend of my grandmother's. They have been friends for decades, and we celebrated her life today. I'm still in my black dress. And I was thinking a lot today, and actually over the past couple weeks, about when decluttering is painful. In my experience, some of the most painful things to declutter are things that are connected to some sort of loss. Whether it's that someone has passed away, or there was a relationship that was broken, or things that you would hope for that never came to be, a job that shifted in a way that was really heartbreaking and difficult. All those sorts of things somehow connected to loss. This item that you have in your home then becomes something that you associate with that loss, and when you let go of that item, it's almost like letting go of that situation or that person all over again, and it's very painful. I was listening to one of the daughters of my grandmother's friend who passed share during the eulogy about how she found an envelope, and on the back of the envelope her mother had scribbled some notes about each of her children, their personalities, their likes and dislikes, and kind of shoved it in a box. And she read from that envelope in the service what their mother had written about them as children, and it was very moving. And I got to thinking about this, that someone outside of that situation would see an old envelope with some notes scribbled on it and not think of that envelope as precious. But her daughter found that and thought it was one of the most precious things to find. So your perspective, your connection to that item is going to be different based on your life experience and the attachments that you make to that item. I wanted to give some encouragement to those of you who may have some decluttering to do that's very painful. Hopefully give you some tools that can maybe help you, because it's going to be hard no matter what. My first tip is to take your time as much as you can. I understand from my experiences helping others that there can often be a deadline connected to the decluttering. If that's not the case for you though, and you don't have a timeline, you don't have to force a timeline if you're not ready for that. This is just 100% from experience, but there will be days when you're more up for it than days that you're not. There will be days where it just feels like insurmountable to deal with, and days where you feel like, I'm gonna roll up my sleeves and do something. So on those days where you feel like it's something you can do, do it. On the days you don't, wait for a day that you do. It's a good thing. It's wise. It's wise to know the days that your grief is too intense, and there will be days like that, and that's okay. So if you do have a deadline, I strongly encourage you to ask for help. The next thing I would say is to set a timer and give yourself that push that, okay, I'm going to declutter this room for 20 minutes. I'm going to go hard for 20 minutes. When the 20 minutes is over, take a break. And that's something that I think really works, because you can do anything for 15 minutes. You can do anything for 20 minutes, and then you can step back, take a breather, get a drink of water, rest a little bit, and come back. Because decision fatigue is a real thing. It's a real thing to feel tired from making decisions, and to declutter, to set aside, to try to sell, all these sorts of decisions that you need to make can make you really tired, especially when it's tied to loss. So please take breaks and ask for help if you can. And my last and probably most important tip is to let yourself grieve and let yourself feel the emotions of decluttering. When you're sad, when you're joyful, when the memories are pleasant, when the memories tug at your heart, really allowing yourself that time to feel those things. I also just wanted to say that don't feel bad if you decide to keep a lot. Don't feel bad if you're keeping what is precious to you in connection to this loss. I have some photos that are really precious to me that I don't display in my house because it is a little too hard to see these photos. I had them done when I was 8 weeks pregnant. Molly was about 1.5 years. I scheduled the photography session before I knew I was pregnant. And I was thinking as we were getting ready to get the pictures done that someday I would tell so-and-so, the child, you were in my belly when we did these pictures. Well, I miscarried that baby about 3 weeks later. It's still hard. And I've been blessed so immensely with Liam and Clive since that time. But when I see that picture, even though Molly is adorable and we're a sweet little family of 3, it still hurts. It still stings. And I keep the pictures because of the preciousness of that. But you won't see them on my wall. And that's okay. And I think you don't have to conform your decluttering to any ideal. You can take your time. You can grieve. You can feel those emotions. You can even set things aside while you heal, while you mourn. So I hope that somehow this is encouraging. That I have no idea how many of you will actually benefit from this, as it seems like a very specific sort of decluttering video, but I hope that this is helpful to you guys in some sort of way. So that's all I have to say, you guys. I know this is a little bit different than what I normally share, but I hope that it was helpful to you and encouraging to you if you're walking down the path of painful decluttering. Take care, everyone, and I'll be back with more soon. Bye.